What's up, everybody? It's the man with no name here. So,
Tanks incoming!
I am
Lock and
going
load,
to talk
that's a
about
tank!
one specific detail that they added a few updates ago. And this is going to be the armor-piercing rounds on tanks.
Cannon! Enemy cannon!
Not really.
Oh shit! Rounds
So,
incoming. That's a cannon.
one thing, as you saw here, I have two tanks and a anti-infantry, anti-aircraft
cannon.
support
We're
unit
ready.
here with the M16 for the Americans.
Ready to go, sir.
So, one nice thing that the devs gave us a few updates ago that were before Liberation was down here in your command bar, you have the option to switch ammunition or lock it. Now, the nice thing about this is so this tank here I've left unlocked. He has the discretion, being the AI, if I'm not controlling him, to switch between the four variants, typically going to be HE or AP rounds. So, depending on what that tank is primarily focused on at that point in time, I can, it can choose for me. Now, where the problem lies with this particular setting is it's good in all-round defense. However, in assaulting this first point, I do not know what is over in this area. I can use audio, such as this right here. I can kind of hear, I can tell that that's going to be some type of truck, AA, but I don't know for sure. So, obviously, I can, use my support units, which is going to be recon plane. But I ultimately don't know. But if you have had a problem in the past, like I have, is you'll be assaulting a point, and here you have a half track. This wouldn't be such a big problem. But this tank here, he has armor-piercing rounds loaded, but he's loading HE now. So I can see predominantly that this is going to be infantry infused here. But the problem is I don't know what's out here. And if my AI tank is being controlled right now, and he's fixated on all this infantry over here on this first point, and a tank comes from my flank, then my turret is, pointing to about the 10 o'clock. And if a tank was over here at the 1 o'clock, and I had AP round, if I didn't have AP rounds, say I have HE, I'm having to do two things at the same time. If I notice that to prevent something, I'm having to hope that my tank can deflect a point. I'm having to rotate my turret over, and I'm having to cycle through HE, smoke, high velocity, and then load. I have had many of tanks destroyed because of a tank getting blindsided because of just fog of war, which is part of the game, not a complaint. But it gets fixated. So a simple fix is just to lock that in position. So now what will happen is this tank, until it runs out of ammo, will be AP only. So now its kind of directive will be to hunt or look for tanks more so. It's not going to not shoot infantry, but it will be more focused on tanks because it'll have armor-piercing rounds in it versus this tank, which is discretionary, that goes for both. It has HE loaded now. It can reload to AP at an AI discretion, but it can be a lot slower unless I take a direct control approach. So again, super short video, but again, it's just something to help you guys with. The same option can be applied for your anti-tank weapon systems. If I just want them to have specifics such as being armor piercing, I can lock that into place. It's good to go. Artillery, I do not have any present, but it's the same way. If you want them to lock into place and just keep high explosives versus, anti-tank heat rounds or anti-tank rounds, then that is also something that can be implemented. But with saying that, guys, I hope the video was short and sweet and helpful. With that being said,
Watch out for that
come
artillery.
back for more next time. Bye.